Did the 40th live up to expectation? That's not my question. That's Ash's question to me, and my question to Ash. Now we're going to answer it. Did the 40th live up to expectation? I'll go first. Like I said in a previous video, Ash will definitely fill this video out for a solid 30 minutes. So I think it did live up to expectations. People weren't expecting too much, honestly. They weren't really. We knew a fire was going to happen. We knew. What else did we know? We knew Nigel was returning, and that's all we really knew. A fire and Nigel was returning, and Billy and Honey were getting married. That's all we really knew going into it.
Ravi and Denise and Jack.
Yeah, and we knew there was going to be a second vote. Now, obviously, I don't really have to run through what happened because
we've covered it all to death already. There's so many videos on the channel. Just watch them. Just watch. There's live streams. There's reactions coming out soon. If you don't know what happened, you might want to go back a couple days.
Yeah, but very quickly, I will just my very quick rundown is, so Cindy was revealed. Cindy's attacker was revealed. It was Kathy, and Cindy got a gun that Phil was going to use to
end his life.
To hug, no, it's only a minute to hug himself with, and she got the gun off Phil, stole it basically, shot Ian in the shoulder, and then the reason I'm bringing this up is because Bianca also noticed that Reese came back, and I don't know why it's funny, but he hid behind a door. And he just went, well, Bianca, give her this card. And then I
hear congratulations are in order, Bianca.
And then like Bianca goes to phone the police, and then he just lobs the phone. Still a brilliant. Reese honestly stole the show for the 40th anniversary. And then Reese, like you do in GTA when you're 10 years old. Well, the second thing you do, the first thing you do is obviously.
I still think probably the third funniest moment of the anniversary is when Bianca's chasing Reese, who's in his car trying to start, and Bianca Reese like door checks her, and she goes flying. she bounces off this door like there's no bop. Someone put like a Looney Tunes sound effect in there because that was gold.
So obviously Bianca tried to rip the door off. Reese just Captain America shielded her.
Wait, she didn't try to rip the door off. She just tried to not get him to leave.
Did you not see her grabbing the door? Like she was literally grabbing the door. I thought she was supposed to rip it off. Okay, she didn't rip it off. She was just trying to stop him to leave. And then, like I said, the thing you do in GTA, obviously, when you the second thing you do, the first thing you do is obviously be stripped up. You get in a car, you hijack it. That's the second thing you do. And Reese, like in GTA, just started 60 mile an hour down the M50. So he did just around the square. And Cindy confronted with Ian. Cindy pushed Ian in front of it. Now, why did she push him in front of it? Because it's Cindy. I don't have to explain that. It's Cindy. And also, what was happening? It was Billy and Honey's wedding. And they were all in the Queen Vic. There was going to be a lovely barbecue. And basically, Cindy pushed Ian. Ian fell, Reese swerved the car, crashed into the propane tanks, and then the whole Vic went ablaze. Even the first window, the top floor collapsed in. And that's what happened. And then the following day, there was a couple of people trapped in. Martin went to rescue Stacey. Stacey went, do you love me, Martin? Martin went, no, it's not the time. And then a beam fell on Martin as they were trying to escape. Stacey was like, do you love me? And then...
It was the time. It was the time. They professed their love for one another. They finally allowed each other, took each other in, said, let's get married, let's do it all. Because at the end of the day, all I've ever wanted to do is be next to you.
And I guess, just very quickly, what about Sonia? Well, Sonia was giving birth, and while Teddy was in the cafe, Sharon obviously... was on the top floor, so she fell through some stairs, and she saw Angie Watts. Yep, she saw Angie Watts. And then does Teddy run in and save Sharon? Don't be daft. It was Grant. Grant ran in. I'll be your hero, baby. Picked her up, ran out.
Yeah.
And then here comes my favourite bit. Bianca goes to see Sonia and Lauren. Sorry if I'm talking fast. I've just tried to get through everything. Sonia, obviously, Lauren and Sonia are there. Bianca goes to see them. It's like, oh, Sonia, we can escape. And then Sonya's like, I'm about to give birth, lads. I don't think I can escape. And then Reese hops in and goes,
I hear congratulations are in order.
And then Bianca grabs a rolling pin, just goes,
Pushes him away.
Yeah, pushes him away, and then like
he falls. He hits his head. A pipe falls down onto his head, and he goes, him. "Oh, that was a close one." And then a fucking bath straight through the ceiling, smashes Reese, who is dead. He's dead. It's over. The funniest scene of the anniversary week by far.
Yeah, and then to end it off, Sonia did give birth. All of that happened. The baby's called Julia.
That we voted for.
What about the other vote, you ask? Well, Denise chose Jack, who didn't have any lines. He got no lines. No. See, the original script was for Ravi, but obviously they knew Ravi wasn't going to win. They just decided not to give Jack any lines. And also, because
of the 2010 Jack Branning live episode. I was like, what? There's a motive, Brad. There's a motive.
And then obviously back to Martin. Martin is crushed under a beam. They start talking. There's Martin and Stacey, and Martin's like, I love you, Stacey. I want to marry you, Stacey. Will you marry me? We're going to raise some chickens on some farm in the countryside. Do you love me, Stacey? And Stacey's like, yeah. And then the doctor tells Stacey he has crush syndrome,
sudden crush syndrome,
where when the blood goes back to his legs, he will go into cardiac arrest or have a heart attack. It also affects the kidneys and livers. And what did Martin give away? He gave away his kidneys. So Martin,
I didn't give away a bit of his kidney.
He gave a bit away. He gave some of his kidneys away. I'm not reading that comment. And basically, Martin just dies, and we hear a violent scream from Stacey as Martin passes, and
a shattering, a soul-crushing wail of just agony and pain, just brutal. I died. Like, I will be sad for Martin's death, but the soul-crushing screams that both Ruby and Stacey let out.
Yeah, and to finish it off, obviously, Ruby was held by Jean, and Ruby cried because she more than likely assumed that Martin died. So now we're just going to go into it. Was the 40th worth it? I'm mainly going to give this to Ash, as I'm going to need to drink water. So,
all right. So, all in all, for me, the 40th anniversary was undersold and it over-delivered. It was because all the build for Christmas was really impactful, and it's like, oh, boom, yo, Cindy, who attacked Cindy? Yeah, woo. Oh, Nish, it's his final showdown. He's finally gonna be ending. Woo. And then suddenly we hit January, and after the Christmas, like, we're in the Christmas slump because January's the worst month of the fucking year. We're in that slump and we're struggling. And generally, the EastEnders just slowly pitters on out. And then up until the week before the anniversary, where suddenly we have the Phil Mitchell flashback episode, and we have that take center stage a week before the anniversary, it was only till that week where it went, holy shit! Because you suddenly have the Reese and Sonia stuff heating up, you have Bianca's return, you keep building it, and then finally you get a bunch of reveals. Now, I don't necessarily think... I thought the build to the anniversary was going to be a lot more long-winded. Like, when we were making predictions, people thought, like, oh, maybe Kathy's going to slowly die. Maybe she'll have dementia or something and slowly die on the anniversary. Or, you know, Linda will leave and she'll leave the show fully and she's never coming back. And Mick and the Carters are going to leave with Linda. Well, that's just not true. It's just not what happened. So, at the end of the day, not many of the storylines really had that much build. Martin had about, 4 months build?
Yeah.
Phil had about 2 months build. Kathy and Cindy's feud had a bunch of build, but who attacked Cindy? 2 months build. Like, it was a weird choice because you rightfully stopped a bunch of the longer running storylines because they had reached their natural conclusion. But the longest running storyline here was Reese and Sonia, which at the end of the day, even if the exit was a fairly perfect exit for the character, at the end of the day, it was a long-winded, slow burn back and forth. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it awkward? Is it terrible? We don't know. We don't know. And even just seeing Reese now, even with Reese now being dead and it all being put behind us, I still don't know how to feel about that storyline, even with the conclusion finally being reached. The Denise, Ravi, and Jack, I'm quite underwhelmed with the choice. I guess the pull of Ravi and Priya was just too strong for people to not go for. And at the end of the day, Ravi and Priya are endgame, and Ravi and Denise are not. And hey, I mean, in Jack and Denise's defense, I know it's been brown bread for a while, but when Jack was supporting Denise through a mental health crisis in 2023, and when she was, or is it 2024? Regardless. And when she was going through the mental health crisis, Jack did actually start to genuinely care and try to be there for Denise. And we did start to see a glimpse of this is the relationship we could have been getting before now, but we never did because they just didn't care enough to go there. If we get more of that Denise and Jack, I'm not that upset because then we'll just continue on forward. And now, hey, you can start to rebuild the Brannons a little bit more, you know? You ever bring back Max? Maybe Max says, what you doing, Jack? You know, what you doing? But, so, with all that thought ahead, I thought it was a really good... I thought it was a really strong anniversary week. I think they've done a really good job of it. And I think the crown atop of the cake is the tragic death of Martin Fowler, who, as we've talked about to death, and there will be videos coming out about it, Martin was an impactful character. He has been there for years. So many people are like, why would they do that? It's wrong. It's wrong. You don't kill off Martin Fowler. There's no point. Because a lot of people would view Martin Fowler as the character who probably has a job for life. I know I did. I saw Martin Fowler and James Bay saying he's in this show till he's 70 and he'll leave when he wants. You know what I mean? Some characters, you argue, have jobs for life. Stacey is a job for life. Jesse Wallace Selso's cat is a job for life. Steve McFadden is a job for life. And not everybody gets to do this because all characters go through their ebbs and flows, and you're not entirely sure which way it's going to go. Sometimes you have a couple bad years and people forget just how good you could possibly be. Just like Yolande, for example, who got axed because they couldn't figure out what storyline to give her. Rejoining her back, suddenly she's a very important piece of this current makeup of EastEnders. So it's just it's how it goes. And Martin dying, I think, will leave an impact. I don't necessarily think it's the most tragic or sad, but I'm under the opinion that I don't like Stacey and Martin, so that's that. But all in all, I'll give it. It's a very good anniversary. It is so much better than the 35th anniversary. It is much better than the 30th. And they'd obviously have to watch the build to talk about the ones before that. But fundamentally, I think that they really knocked this one out of the park. And at the end of the day, this is the swan song for Chris Crenshaw. This is his final piece in the saddle. This is everything he built to. And now we can start to look at the entirety of Chris Clenshaw's stint as a producer and start to figure out where he actually ranks in the long term in terms of EastEnders executive producers, because his body of work has been stellar.
Yeah. And I think, without further ado, this has been a long session. Do you want me to give my thoughts?
Do you want to give your thoughts, mate?
Okay, I'll give my thoughts very quickly, and then I will bow out. This week, yeah, we'll get that in a second.
Right out 10. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So yeah, I really enjoyed these episodes. Like I enjoyed the interactive element of having a chat. It's nice to have a chat that's, but you have one side going, that's shite. You have the other side going, I really enjoy that. Then you have one side going, well, Ash is a very intelligent man with these opinions. And it's just like, and then obviously you got the one person going, wow, Piggy is really shite, isn't he? Yeah, thanks. So it is nice to have a live crowd with you watching it, because it does feel like it's a watch along. You're watching with a couple of mates, you're really enjoying
Yeah.
it. And I really did enjoy doing like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Like there is moments that I will remember from the 40th, Martin dying. My
Reese's death.
Reese's death. My favorite thing is, and I want people to catch this in the reactions because I've not edited it out. When watching the reactions, I really want people to pay attention to when Angie returns. You have Ash going, yeah, and I'm just sat here like, yeah, yeah. It's just because you have Ash like a football fan, like when someone scores a goal, just go, yeah, bloody hell, this is awesome, and then he's just, yeah. It's just, I just give like this the slightest smile. I really want people to pay attention to that when the reactions come out. Thank you, Piggy. You might be shy, but you're our shy, and we love you. Yeah, thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael.
He's getting an ego now.
I'm getting an ego. See,
yes, I am shite.
I just when I'm 50 and like I feel like I'm about to die, I'm just gonna read Michael Chad's comment. I have it pinned to my wall, but pinned to my wall, like framed, wallpapered all over. But yeah, I did enjoy this. I did enjoy this week. Like I think like I would recommend people who've never watched EastEnders, who never watched EastEnders to watch it now. The only problem I have to say is you're kind of weird because yes, Chris Clenchow's ideas will play out for the next month or so, but we don't. It's kind of a dark part. We don't really know what Ben Whaley is going to do. We have a vague idea. Yeah. He's just going to continue the characters. But does he want Denise and Ravi or Jack? Does he want Stacey to be depressed? Does he want Ruby to kill Stacey? We don't know. It's kind of the thing where it's like watching an MCU, a Marvel movie. It's like, okay, Endgame happens. And it's like, okay, there's a new executive producer coming in. It's like, oh no.
What next?
So we don't know where it's going to go from here. We know the Queen Vic's going to get rebuilt. We know that much. But later on, we don't really know. So I'm kind of up in the air, but I'm glad like it has delivered. Like, obviously, I knew it wasn't going to under-deliver. There's no way, like, one of these episodes, like, hey, Martin, you're buying brown bread. Should buy white bread. It's better for you. Obviously, I knew it was.
I mean, we can mock the recent the recent perils of Chris Glenshaw, and maybe Christmas wasn't the most. Maybe this last Christmas wasn't the most exciting. Maybe even the slightly further in, like New Year's was good, but it wasn't great. And even like this build up till the previous week before the anniversary, even that kind of felt a little bit flat until this previous week where it went absolutely to the max. Like we expected a certain amount, and he definitely delivered in that sense. In terms of the episodes, I think in my enjoyment of the episodes, I'll just do 1 to 5 because when you do like a 1 to 10 ranking, you basically never go below 5. So you may as well just do 1 to 5 anyways. Monday's episode, it was a 3 for me. It was good, but we were building to episode 2. Tuesday was probably a 5 for me. I think it really heated up dramatically. Everything really blew up in the right way. Wednesday, the hour-long episode, I'd probably give a 4, and I would probably give the Thursday episode a 4 as well. Tuesday really will stick with me for a while because it was so good. And you're like, oh, fuck, whoa, just everything. Like Angie Watts' return, Ian getting pushed in front of a car by Cindy. Cindy still claiming to be the victim, despite shooting Ian in the arm. Like, oh, delicious. But I think that's how I'd rate them. But all in all, it is a great week of EastEnders in its own right. I feel like you could watch it without knowing the context and you still understand a lot of what was going on. it is an awkward time to suggest whether you go ahead and watch more because yes, things will be changing, but as just a moment in time, the 40th anniversary for me is an absolute booming success.
How many big booms would you give it if you were AJ Justice and
5.
boom?
How would you rate the episode?
Monday was I'm not gonna do a 1 out of 5. I'm just gonna say was it weak or was it strong? Monday was definitely the weakest to me. It was like
Yeah.
But again, it's kind of like a trilogy of movies. One has to be very shite so the other two can actually succeed. Like some movies can succeed with 3 movies being great, but you
doesn't have to.
Yeah, I'm just mad at Sam Raimi for Spider-Man 3. I just really want that movie to be good. But yeah, you know what I mean. One movie has to be weaker than the other two in their own right. And to me, I think Monday's the weakest, but I did set up a lot for Tuesday. Tuesday is not my strongest. Yeah. Wednesday is my strongest for all the memorable moments of doing this, like doing this for the channel and doing it, like just watching it as an enjoyer. So Tuesday would, if I had to rank them in order, I'd go Wednesday's number 1, then Tuesday, then Thursday, and then Monday. Monday's the weakest. If we're rating out of Martin's Fruit and Veg style, like what happens to it now, it's the one that's going to go like rotten. Monday's the one that rots. Like, that's the one. That's the apple they pick up next week.
You know when people say like only watch seasons 1 to 3, only watch Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So you don't need to watch Monday. You really don't.
And yeah, Wednesday was great because it had memorable moments like Angie returning and obviously Reese. I know that's more of like a watching Walford moment that's going to live on in our channel of Reese being killed by a bathtub, and then obviously Angie Watts returning, and then you also have Phil admitting he has a problem, like he is suffering, and Nigel going, "I Phil, listen up, you dickhead. I have dementia. You don't have it as bad as I do, but calm down." That's how I would say it. And like Linda confessing to him, and then Grant is the only weird bit that doesn't fit in for me. Like if I'm making a jigsaw puzzle, Grant is the one that's kind of, he's supposed to fit in, but you just can't quite put him in. Like you're shoving him in, but it doesn't really fit. But other than that, it was great. I did love Cindy like Ian absolutely shitting himself, and then Cindy being like, I'm gonna kill you, Ian, and then Kathy just be like, I'll watch you, but I've done it again. What are you gonna do about it? And I also
think another really big thing to suggest is I feel like everybody can have a different favorite part of the week, which shows that a lot of the content within was really strong. So like some people will never forget the Phil and Nigel and Linda stuff. A lot of people will not shut up about Anita Dobson returning to see Sharon. People talk about Reese's death being hilarious. Martin dying had the impact of that. Like, that's how you know it was a fantastic week.
And I honestly, again, like Ash said, I would recommend these to people who might have stopped watching EastEnders 10 years ago, or just giving it a try. Yeah, the future looks scary, but it's kind of like the bridge might break, but I might as well cross it. And if it breaks along the way, at least I tried. And that's how I describe the upcoming weeks, as we don't know the bridge as such. We just know Martin's going to have a funeral and Grant is going to shout at Nigel from the spoilers. I will do a spoiler video, don't you worry. But that's for a different recording. So yeah, that has the anniversary lived up to expectations? I think it has. Ash thinks
and I suppose in chat right now, if you guys are still here, what would you rate it? What would you rate out of 5 out of 10?
Yeah,
as obviously all of this is the last like live stream we're doing for a while. This is the end of the anniversary week, so ultimately, and you guys have been a pretty important element of it, and it's made it a very enjoyable thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So big credit to everybody who's been engaging with us in the Twitch chat. We appreciate you all.
Do you want to read some other comments?
Yeah. Tony Peterson says Reese Bathgate 10, fantastic. Leanne says 5s across the board. Also, there are some 5 out of 10s, there are some 10 out of 10s, or there's some 5 out of 5s, there's some 10 out of 10s, blah blah blah. Reese Death 10. Next live stream Christmas lol. Look, I want EastEnders to do more like live weeks. This has been really fun. 9 out of 10 as I was disappointed with Denise and Jack lol. There we are. And I mean, at the end of the day, all happy customers. And that's what Chris Glenshaw has delivered in spades consistently. Another one, 9 overall, would have been a 10 out of 10 if Max returned. This week was good, but you're sad about Martin's death. See, everybody generally positive, 9 out of 10. Bloody hell, any more for any more.
Come on, get there.
7 stars in the Tokyo Dome.
Thank you.
But with that said, that is the video. Do you think the anniversary lived up to expectations? Tell us in the comments section down below. We've been watching Walford. Thank you for joining us. See us in the next one. Bye-bye.